Welcome back to At Odds, all thanks to unibet.com.au, where you can get all the latest racing markets across the Melbourne Cup Carnival. It kicks off this Saturday with the Victoria Derby as well as the Golden Eagle, and that's happening in Sydney. But in terms of the Derby, the biggest news kind of away from the track has concerned our man Kieran Maher and the horse that he trains. Thought of that. A lot of jockeys get taken off horses, put on horses, but this one's caused a bit of a stir. Linda Meach removed as the rider for the big Group 1. What's the inside story? What really happened? She won on it twice, and the horse was in good form, and I thought she'd ride it in the Derby. Some of the owners, indicated they were after Mark, and it comes down to their decision. It's their horse, they pay the bills. Is there a discussion between you and the owners of the potential fallout, or is that not even a consideration when decisions like this are made?
No, Linda's, she would have had that a million times over with Peter Moody. She'd ride him in the bush, and Luke Nolan would ride him in the city. But after Linda's sort of stellar year last year, winning the Jockeys Premiership, she's obviously hoping and looking to lift the bar, to which she's done. It'd be very disappointing for her.
Unfairly, in my own opinion, this has been painted, and Junior, you're probably with me on this, as a male versus female scenario, because plenty of times in horse racing, males attack males, jockeys then turn around and say, I don't want to ride your horse even though I'm committed to it because I've got a better offer down here. Is that fair?
Yeah, that sort of gets lost when jockeys want to jump off a horse because they think they've got a better one.
It works both ways, doesn't it?
It works both ways, but when a jockey gets taken off, it's always a lot more publicised. But there's
plenty of male jockeys that have been taken off.
Yeah,
it doesn't get the same attention.
And Linda, she would have the most rides for our stable than any other jockey. So.
And I've got to say, Michelle Payne, who we all love and adore, came out and called one of the owners a pig. Now, if you flip that and said a male jockey called one of the owners because of the reverse happened, something similar, all hell would break loose. So I think in this situation, we've got to balance it up with a little bit of common sense as well.
Oh, definitely.
So all the pressure's on Mark Zahra now to ride a good race.
Well, my next question was, you're in a no-win situation. Mark Zahra wins, I told you so. Mark Zahra loses, the world says I told you so.
Yeah, I think we're probably more professional than that anyway. So,
we're not talking about you, we're talking about the dirty, rotten stick of media.
Yeah, well, I understand.
And the social media of the world.
Yeah, well, they'll be in fine form, I would imagine, on Saturday and leading up to that.
Well, that's the thoughts of the man training the horse. Let's talk about the chances of said horse in the Derby. Thought of that second favourite behind the Sydney horse and Junior's best bet. You're not...
Sorry, big fella.
Yeah, I thought, mate.
Yeah, I actually didn't realise you train it till I went through the form.
Shadow Hero, $3.50. Thought of that, $4. Very impressive soul patch from the weekend, winning the Amy Vars, $4.60, Warning $8, and then double digits the rest, including that country horse, Mitchell Friedman's Southern Moon. It'd be lovely for young Mitchell to pick up a big race, but you don't want him to do it this Saturday.
No, I haven't won a VRC Derby, so hopefully we can get that ticked off.
The thought is barrier one straight to the front. Not going to be too many that are going to take you on, or is there always one that takes you on?
There's probably, there'll be a number of people. Some of the ones down the bottom might be changing tactics. You don't know, but he's pretty straightforward. He will be on pace somewhere. If something goes silly, we've seen there Brenton Abdullah led and won an Oaks, I think it was. Yep. A few years ago.
That's right. Yeah.
If something goes out like that, Mark will just ride a forward type bowling race on it. But if he landed in front, we certainly wouldn't be worried.
Junior Shadow Hero, super impressive the last couple of runs, and really just picked them up and dropped them in the last 50 in its last start.
Yeah, I mean his form, Castlevecchia ran second, obviously, so the form line's pretty strong there. He's a very strong stayer, Shadow Hero, but like the rest of the field, no one's been over 2,500, so it's a completely different pain barrier from, say, a 2,000 metres to a 2,500. So we're all guessing a little bit, but I think I think the top three in the market are the three
Absolutely.
horses to beat. Like for Kieran's sake, I hope his horse wins, but I think Shadow Hero is definitely the one to beat. I think he's a very strong stayer. He's the one I like, probably ahead of Kieran's. Yeah.
Let's go around with a couple of these other Group 1
can't win
races on
everything.
Saturday.
Try
The
it.
Cantala, which is the 1600 metre race, and you've got the likes of Star of the Seas out of the Epsom, Fierce Impact won the Toorak, Night's Watch, probably the unlucky runner in the Toorak. You've got Cliff's Edge backing up, Rock's another one who finished out of the placings in the Epsom, so this is a seriously good race.
It is. Yeah, Cliff's Edge was huge on the weekend,
Yeah.
but I think his forms are always much better around the valley than what it is at Flemington, so hopefully he can run a place again.
The Coolmore, Bivouac, Microphone, Cosmic Force, Libertini, and you're thrown Dubious in at the deep end and you've drawn the car park. Well, you've drawn the
It's
nursery.
down the straight, isn't it?
Yeah, but
we're
it's
in a straight
15,
line.
straight line, so it's okay.
Yeah, Bivouac, with the extra space around him, he looked like he sort of just was a bit of a victim of circumstances, didn't have that early pace there at the valley and ended up getting 3 back the fence, which is not a good spot. But it obviously finished off well and will be very hard to beat here. But I think Dubious, I think he could. His last piece of work on Tuesday was very slick, and he's always a horse that's sort of probably just been there, but I reckon he's just hitting his straps at the right time.
It would be remiss of us not to say well done last Friday night.
Gabby.
$4 the place if you took it, but $9.50 I think if you took the boosted odds on the Unibet reboost. That was just outstanding. So it was a
great.
big night Friday night.
Yeah, we had a few extra on Friday. We nearly cleaned up. Well, we didn't. nearly
Race
clean
1
up.
on Saturday kicked it off as well. Out of all of your runners on Saturday, we always like to ask you, is there one? And you've helped us out the last couple of weeks, even if it is in St Arnaud or Riverville.
We ended up with
The
a.
phone. Once he gets the phone out, he's getting
He's
the
got
good
400
stuff.
horses, so he's got to...
We ended up with a dead heat that we'd probably have to take the halves on
I'm
Saturday.
more than happy to take the halves. Don't worry about that.
I've got a horse from Friday night at the Valley.
Yep.
So one start for a win. It's called Heart of Puissance.
All right.
Small
By
field.
Plus and Stallone.
By Puissance Stallone.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the
going-
one that won a
At
couple of weeks
Warrnambool.
ago at Warrnambool? Just
Yeah.
picked it, was last on the corner, just weaved it through and dropped them like a dirty rag.
Yeah, no idea what it's doing, but it's got plenty of ability.
Blinkers on or no?
Nah, not yet. Still a bit raw. But it might be on a sort of Sandown Guineas pass. So that might be one to kick off the day, and thought of that would be our best
Okay.
for the
Okay.
Saturday.
Let's have a quick look, Junior, at the Golden Eagle, the $7 million race that complements.
7.5 actually. Yeah.
It's not against, it's complementing Derby Day. Acadia Queen off the map, $3. Brutal out to $5, drawing a bad alley. Colding, that Epsom form again. I don't know why people are
Geez, you
just
love the
steering
Epsom
away at
form,
it.
yeah.
It's $5. And you found a couple at odds.
Yeah, look, it's some sort of race, just a good race. There's a host of chances. I like Classique Legend and the Inevitable. It's sort of nearly double figure odds. I think they're better value than Arcadia Queen.
Yeah, me
who,
too.
Classique Legend, I think, should have nearly won the Everest. I know he's 1,200 to 1,500, but he's drawn barrier one. I reckon he gets a suck run there. He's got a good turn of foot, so he's over the odds, I reckon. I reckon the Inevitable. This little horse, he just keeps stepping up every time Scott Brunton puts him in a race. So at $9.50 at the moment, he might even be better than that. He's going to get a good run from barrier 3, isn't he?
Certainly knows how to win.
Yeah,
and,
so-
just continues to bloody.
I've
get
got
the job
them
done.
two at the odds. I think for Seekers, big odds, maybe for a place. I mean, obviously Arcadia Queen, Brutal, Colding, they're going to be in the mix. But I just think at the value, I like the other two.
Do you give Sunlight a chance? If you're giving, I know the distance is the worry, but $26 about a multiple group winning horse, and it's got a heart as big as, it's going to be on the pace. Sure, disappointing this time around. Do you give it a chance at all? No?
I think it's too brilliant for the mile.
Okay, right out. There you go. The thoughts of a
What
guy
do you
who
like?
knows.
What do you like here in that race?
I think Brutal's the best horse, but I think Brutal from Acadia Queen and your horse, the Inevitable. I think Scotty Brunton is a bloody top bloke and his horse is flying.
Well, let's hope that he can see not much of him, that little horse, and you've got
Plenty of Scotty.
plenty of Scotty. Yeah. So hopefully we've found you a winner or two. Don't forget, the Unibet offers are on the website, and the Reboost unlimited boosts until you collect. Plus, we've got obviously the fill-ups on Friday, the boosted uplift on Friday afternoon between 12 and 5, And then you've got all of those race one uplifts as well. So plenty to look forward to. Just go to the website. It's all there on the promotions page. And hopefully you have a winning day, and hopefully you do as well.
Yep.
And hopefully
Good luck, yeah.
you do. And if we don't see you, have a great Melbourne Cup day as well.